Hey, good Friday morning, folks. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. We've been talking about a return to colder weather. That will happen, but as I suspected, the trend over the last couple of days is that it may not last very long. Now, I don't think we'll get back to record temperatures like we have now, but I told my wife, I said, hey, if we get this trend for another week, we're probably going to say, stick a fork in winter. It's done. We will still have a couple of snows. We may even have a snowstorm, but a sustained highs in the teens and 20s type thing, and a lot of snow on the ground for a long time, probably not happening. So yesterday, quite a few record high temperatures. East side of the state, most spots set record highs. And in the southwest part, only Kalamazoo and Muskegon were actually able to officially set a record high temperature. Now this morning we're starting off in the 50s already in a lot of places. So this is what we call a record warm low temperature. So the start of the day, the coldest part of the day, is starting at record warm levels, and that gets us again to 60 or so in the southeast half, 50s elsewhere. I wanted to show you this. Look at the active jet stream to our south. We get some sunshine off and on. You know, at times we'll be entirely sunny, like Rose Mitchell just mentions, sunny skies. So what we're going to do over the next week or so is probably go with a partly sunny forecast, as we'll have periods of sunshine, then banks of clouds will come back in, but we won't be socked in by the dismal clouds that we had in December and January. But look at that jet stream across the south. So my word of warning to snowbirds, or if you're heading south, Gulf Shores, Alabama, very popular place for folks in Michigan to escape for a week or two. Watch out, they can get into their severe weather season here in the next couple of weeks to a month. Also, in Georgia, also in Florida. The Florida Panhandle is a very favored place for tornadoes and severe weather in this kind of setup. So be careful there. And now, on to us. And, I've been working hard already. Well, sometimes I just wake up at like 4:30 in the morning and I go like, I might as well get to work. So I did. So I've got the weekend forecast up already. Here it is. And where I'm going with this is eventually I'm going to show you the cool down coming, and it's almost disappeared. So here we go through today. Good travel weather in the UP. You got some snow showers, couple of inches here or there. Hey, Maureen Henson, loving sunny Hudsonville. Pam Buffman, good. Thanks for watching. Mike Howell, thanks for watching. Caleb Matando, good morning to you. So we go through the night tonight, and we might get a stray shower right in there, Ann Arbor, Detroit. That would be this evening. This would be a rain shower. Early tomorrow morning. This is Saturday, and you might get some snow showers around Traverse City tomorrow morning. Nothing that is sustained, and the next storm system misses us to the south, and if you're driving south this weekend, it's warm enough here that it's well warm enough to the south for it to be all rain down through Ohio, Kentucky, so you don't have to worry about anything nasty there. I figured I'd show you this. This is the total snowfall forecast off of the European for the next 10 days. Next 10 days. Maybe an inch or two in places. In the UP, maybe 3 to 5 inches over the next 10 days. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is the day-to-day weather. The other story here is that it's fairly quiet for us without a major storm system because of that El Nino-induced strong jet stream to the south across the southern part of the country. That acts as kind of a magnet, and the storm system's focused there. Hey, Becky Lee from Kuwait, good morning to you. Let me try this one. Victoria Durignona. Thanks for watching. Okay, so again, through the weekend, pretty dry. In the south, next Monday, Tuesday, this coming Monday, Tuesday, watch that a little bit. Indiana, Ohio, if you're, this is Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening. And off to the east, and a snowstorm in the northeast. Remember, the El Nino usually brings us mild weather, sometimes dry weather. That was somewhat the case. And then it brings snowstorms to the northeast and storminess to the south. So we're into Wednesday of next week, nothing going on. We're going into Thursday and Friday. I'm going to be like the Maytag repairman, you know, the lonely person sitting over in the corner. And that's okay with me at times. Okay, so now we're to next Saturday, and the system tries to come through, bring a little bit cooler air down. 10 days out, storm system already developing to our west. Hey, David Crawford loves this weather. We'll try to keep it coming, but I don't control that. You know who does. And so 10 days out, Monday, February 19th, starting to get back into a southwesterly flow. All right, now I promised you a weather extra. So what we're going to talk about here is that there's a cool down coming. Obviously, we're going to cool down from 60, 50s and 60s. We're going to cool back down to the 30s and low 40s. What is normal? By the end of February, normal high in the far south, let's say Detroit, Ann Arbor, is about 37, I do believe. Saginaw, Grand Rapids is about 35. Traverse City is about 32 by the end of February. So that gives you a gauge for that. So we're going to talk about coming back close to normal for only maybe 2 or 3 days, and then inching 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal. And I want to show you that. So we start off first with the day-to-day high temperatures. Obviously today, record warmth again. Saginaw maybe, Kalamazoo maybe, definitely Lansing, Detroit, Ann Arbor area. Tomorrow, still mild, still almost 50 in Detroit and Ann Arbor, still 40 in Saginaw and Lansing, still 36 in Grand Rapids, so starting to feel like winter, but still above normal. Now, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, upper 30s to near 40. Monday, about 40 degrees everywhere. 8 degrees warmer than normal. Next Tuesday, low 40s. Next Wednesday, about 40. Next Thursday, starting to get that northerly flow, dropping back to highs around freezing. Ooh, winter's here. Friday, high temperatures in the low 30s. Saturday, 9 days out. This model, remember, it has a cold bias. It wants to bring us down to highs in the 20s and teens. Certainly possible if we got a northerly wind for a day or so. 10 days out, look, it starts to lift it out. Now, we don't necessarily believe that, but what we do believe is what's called the ensemble mode of these models. That is, the model runners take 30 to 50 tweaks of the model and run it. So our deterministic run that I just showed you might show cold air coming down 9 or 10 days out, but averaging the 30 to 50 iterations might show something different, and it does. Watch this. Okay, so obviously we're going to cool down off of the record high temperatures. As we go to next week, we're still 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal. These are surface temperature anomalies, okay? We go into next Thursday, when I showed you the cooler weather, we're a couple of degrees warmer than normal. Look at where this model bottoms us out. Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, it brings us to normal. February 18th normal is highs in the low 30s, okay? then watch what happens. We thought, maybe a cold blast comes down for a week or two. Watch what happens. It just disappears. We're into Monday, February 19th. We're into the 20th. Can you see the trend? And I've seen this for 2 days now, and on all of the models. And so now we're at Thursday, February 22nd. Friday, we end it. Saturday, February 24th. Look what happened to the cool down. Now, this isn't warm, but this is about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal. And at the end of February, look at 35, add 5 to 10 degrees onto it. That means we're going to have some days in the 40s at the end of February. And you can see from this, where does cold air come from? Okay, one more thing to look at, the upper atmosphere. We looked at the surface. This is that same ensemble. Note the storms in the south. That's why I say watch out. Gulf Shores, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida Panhandle, even southern Florida. Severe weather season is coming up. Fortunately, your phones will pick up on where you're at now, and it'll give you a tornado warning, so you don't need the weather radio per se really anymore. Now we're into next week. And remember, we're trying to cool down. The upper atmosphere is trying to cool down for a couple of days. And then the upper atmosphere starts to warm. And I'm going to end it right here. Now, here's what's important. Okay, so this is February 24th. This is the upper airflow. See the blue line that I have highlighted? It's an important line on this map for us meteorologists. But just play meteorology with me here, okay? The blue line. You see it's going from about Augrey to Traverse City. Then it goes back into northern Wisconsin. Then it goes back into northern Minnesota. Then it goes back up into southern Canada. And then back down on the far left of the screen, it enters the southwest part of British Columbia. And you can envision where it's coming from. Mild Pacific air. So my point is that even as we get into a northwesterly flow, it's going to be a mild Pacific northwesterly flow and not an Arctic outbreak. Folks, I don't know how to say this, as far as telling you that winter may be toast, because you're going to run with that, and I'm going to get roasted somehow. I don't mean we won't have temperatures below freezing in the morning. We will. I don't mean you won't need a jacket. You will. But I'm saying a week or two. Like, remember last year? Winter was pretty mild, and then the switch flipped, and we turned into a full-blown winter, March and early April. I think we had 4 solid snowstorms, every one a week in March of last year. I'm going to say we're going to have 2 more accumulating snows in southern Michigan, maybe 3 to 6 inches, maybe a big snowstorm, but I think sustained, well below normal temperatures, and a pattern that feels like winter for 2 or 3 weeks, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're probably going to say winter is toast. So there you have it. I thought it was pretty important to show you that the cool down we've been tracking is evaporating into thin air. And I figured it would because of El Nino and global warming and just the persistence of the warmth this year. Great Lakes no ice, Great Lakes water warmer than normal, no snow on the ground. Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Dakotas. How do we get real cold with that? So some of you may love this, some of you may not love it, but it is what it is. Hey, thanks for joining me on this Friday. Have yourselves a great weekend. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We do appreciate you very much here at MLive. And so go to mlive.com/weather and read my posts. And if you can, as always, share it is a great thing. Thank you. Take care. And we'll see you on Monday. Bye.